Hello my friend, welcome to our channel, Filipino Celebrity Now. In this video, we are going to tell you about Boksingera, Bregida's father. A famous former boxer disappointed that he has no sons is surprised when his daughter takes up the gloves, much to the laughter of everyone who knows them, but not nearly as surprised when Bregida proves to have a talent for the sport. The story involves a rival for the affections of a boxer with another girl and unable to outdo her in looks or talent. Bregida decides to impress him by taking up boxing as well. Scared to death of the idea of really doing it, and laughed at by everyone, she proves, in the end, to have a talent for it, only when faced with the real prospect of fighting. Does Bregida come to her senses and confess that it was all a ploy to impress the boy she is in love with, but he sees through the ruse, not because it was a ruse, but because he secretly thinks boxing is a most unsuitable career for women. And so the rivalry continues, without either of them being aware of the fact that they are in love with each other. This is a towering tale of love, life, glory, and war, a classic among classics, the triumph of courage and the transformation of an enemy in dire need of love, a tale of the kind that leaves you sitting in the loop, in the dark and wishing it didn't have an ending, the kind of story that lifts you up and makes you see the world in a different way. That being said, it's a great tale and well worth the effort of watching. You don't need to know anything about boxing to enjoy it. Just sit down, watch the film and enjoy it. Bregida met a guy who could have anyone her heart desired. A boy she met named Brando, a man who was beautiful, rich, and seemingly perfect. Of course, he wasn't perfect. But had he been, Bregida still would have loved her. Over time, Bregida has changed her outlook on life since she met Brando in their barrio. Both were charmed from the first time they met. As the days went by, their acquaintance became intricate and colorful. Bregida has forgotten the boxing career she had, a practice she became conscious of when his father was still alive. The misfortune she experienced disappeared because her love for Brando became strong until Brando sided with the guerrilla. Brando had to defend the motherland and wants to be free from the trap of the Japanese occupation, which was successful and peace was restored in the Philippines, with the aid of the Americans. Boksingera was supposed to be for action queen of the 50s Alicia Virgil, but when she got married to Cesar Ramirez, she was not able to do it. At that time, Susan Roces was just discovered by Doc Perez and eventually, the role was given to her. It was supposed to be Susan's launching movie, but the producer decided to release it at a later date because Susan was not yet known by the public at that time. So, Doc Perez introduced Susan first in Miss Tilapia, together with the newly discovered actor Romeo Vasquez. They played the second lead to Gloria Romero and Rick Rodrigo. In the comic serial, Boksingera was an action drama novel fitted for Alicia Virgil, but when she declined to do the movie, the storyline was changed to suit Miss Roces, and the producer decided to make it as a comedy drama movie, and they added "Do" to the title of the movie, a 1956 film cast then and now in 2022. So let's get started right away. Number 1. Susan Roces. In 1956, age 15, Miss Susan Roces has lived a complete life. As a woman, a wife, a mother, a professional actor, a pillar of the industry, a genuine queen. She witnessed the evolution of the country's film and entertainment industry in her 7 decades in the industry, starring in over 130 movies throughout her career, from her beginnings in 1952 in Jose Nepomuceno's MGA Bituin in Kinabukasan, at 11 years old, to her unexpected re-entry in 1956 via Sampaguita Pictures' Boksingera, to her latest role as Lola Flora in the country's long-running television action series, Ang Provinciano, along with her memorable advertisements. She matured as an actor with the business, surfing the tides of shifting fashions, the highs and lows of Philippine film over the decades. She has witnessed everything. Miss Susan Roces began her career as a Gloria Romero movie enthusiast who traveled to Quezon City to see the Sampaguita actress. This is where she was found and offered the title part that launched her brilliant career. From there, she had a string of leading parts that lasted until the end of the 1950s. Miss Roce's performance in the following decade was more delicate and subtle, bringing life to it Maruja by Mars Rovelo and appearing in the epic Perlas ng Silangan, co-starring with the king of Philippine movies, Fernando Poe Jr. The 1970s demonstrated her range as she performed parts in horror and suspense, genres that were foreign to her. Celso Ad Castillo's Patayon Mosa Sindak Si Barbara in 1974 and Maligno in 1977 were among them. In 1978, she received her second FAMAS award for her performance as Maruja in Lino Brocas' Gumising Ka. Maruja, her blockbuster films with husband Fernando Poe Jr., as well as other famous performances, secured her position in our cinematic history in the decades that followed. She did not stop with her triumph in movies but also ventured into television and commercial endorsements. Her key parts in memorable and top-rated programs such as John and Shirley, Isa Pa Lamang, Walang Hanggan, and her most recent television effort, Ang Provinciano, are noteworthy. We can see from her life and profession how crucial it is to be able to adapt and change with the times, to never stop adding to one's armory of talents. Miss Susan Roces was noted for her acting abilities, but she is remembered most for her courteous and stable presence, which touched everyone around her with her loving light. She is remembered as an inspiration to her co-actors and co-workers, particularly in the Mao Fund, of which she was an active member. Perhaps her consistent generosity is the basis for her perseverance in this difficult, ever-changing field. Susan Roces, dubbed as the Queen of Philippine Movies, died at age 80. She passed away peacefully on a Friday evening, May 20, 2022, surrounded by love and warmth, with her daughter Grace, her nephews Joseph and Jeffrey, and many of her family and close friends. Number 2. Luis Gonzalez in 1956, age 28, Sampaguita Pictures actor Luis Gonzalez, best remembered for portraying the late President Ferdinand Marcos in two biopics released in the 1960s, passed away Thursday night, March 15, 2012, due to complications arising from pneumonia. He was 81. Gonzalez, Luis Mercado in real life, acted in more than 100 movies, most of which were under Sampaguita, and co-starred leading Lady Gloria Romero in the 1950s. Number 3. Dolphy 1965, age 28. Rodolfo Vera Quizon, Jr. was born on May 25, 1928 in Tonda, Manila as the second of 10 children of Melencio Quizon, a ship mechanic, and Salud Vera Quizon, a tailor. His childhood memories were filled with a variety of performances at Life and Avenue theaters. But the scrawny and asthmatic Dolphy would later admit that his first desire was to join the US Navy. While viewing the then popular vaudeville acts, the gangly youngster worked odd jobs as a shoeshine boy, factory laborer, porter, and Colesa driver. He also went to the Life and Avenue theaters to see vaudeville acts while selling peanuts. Dolphy began his career as a chorus boy at the age of 16. He used the stage name Gole and frequently played alongside prominent artists of the time such as Fernando Poe Sr., Bayani Casimiro, and the comic team Pugo and Tugo. It was the Second World War. His humorous partnership with Panchito began throughout their radio careers. In 1952, Sampaguita Pictures paid him 1,000 pesos per film when he made his big screen debut with Pancho Magalona and Tita Duran. In 1954, he played the first of many LGBT characters in Jack and Jill, a comics version of a Mars Rovelo serial. Dolphy, at the age of 36, moved into the television industry after his contract with Sampaguita terminated in 1964. his debut project for ABS-CBN was Buhay Artista, which became an 8-year Sunday evening blockbuster. It starred Dolphy, Panchito, Adaing Fernando, and Tarwi de Guzman, Babalu, and Bayani Casimiro, Dolphy's vaudeville partners. Dolphy established his film firm, RVQ Productions, in 1965, with the first project being a film adaptation of Buhay Artista. In 1969, he had one of his biggest box office hits as an actor and producer with a Pacifica Folefe. Dolphy moved to RPN Channel 9 in 1973, where Adaing Fernando devised the sitcom, John and Marcia. It starred Dolphy as the impoverished but principled John Piranton, who married a rich woman's daughter, Marcia, but refused financial assistance from his mother-in-law, Doña Delilah, played by Dolly Atayatayan. John and Marcia aired for a record 17 years in a row until 1990. Dolphy appeared as a homosexual dad of child wonder Neo Mulak in the Lino Brocka plays, Ang Totally Kong Nene, in 1978. Dolphy had an interesting personal life. He never married but fathered 18 children with 6 different women, all of whom he financially supported. Dolphy's greatest love was undoubtedly Shaja Padilla, the 36-year-old singer and actress who had been his dedicated lover for the previous 22 years. Dolphy received the Grand Collar of the Order of the Golden Heart from President Noynoy Aquino in November 2010, the highest award granted by the President of the Philippines to a private individual. His colleagues thought he deserved to be designated National Artist during his lifetime and nominated him twice during President Arroyo's tenure. On July 10, 2012, at 8:34 p.m., Dolphy died at the Makati Medical Center from complications from pneumonia, 15 days shy of his 84th birthday, bringing to an end a career spanning 6 decades and 13 presidents. From Jose P. Laurel to Noynoy Aquino, and encompassing the vaudeville stage, radio, movies, and television. Number 4. Panchito in 1965, age 31, Alfonso Disher Tagal Sr., better known as Panchito Alba or simply Panchito, was a Filipino film actor who almost exclusively appeared in comedy roles. He was known for his swarthy looks and a prominent big nose, which was often the target of ridicule, especially Dolphy calling him Baboy Remo, wild boar. Panchito frequently appeared as a comedic foil to Dolphy, with whom he was best friends in real life. Panchito's film career began when he, along with Dolphy, was cast by Sampaguita Pictures in the Tita Duran Poncho Magalona musical Sa Isang Suliap Mo. Tita. It was a career that lasted until his death. In 1955, Panchito was awarded the famous Best Supporting Actor award for his role in Lupang Kayamangi. His film career thrived despite his involvement in a 1964 mauling incident in Quezon City that led to the filing of criminal information against him and several others for frustrated murder. Though the case against him would be later dismissed, his guesting in Home Along the Rails rated high and he was cast in Dolphy and Vandolfo's movie, Father and Son. However, while doing some scenes for the film in October 1995, he suffered a stroke that left him comatose. A video of him lying incapacitated in bed aired on Philippine television. During his comatose period at the hospital, he was able to receive medical and financial support from his former co-stars. Aside from Dolphy, Eat Bulaga main hosts Vic Soto and Joey De Leon also visited him. He died 2 months later, on December 18, 1995, at the age of 70. Number 5. Nelly Baylon in 1967, age 19. Nelly Baylon was an actress in the Philippines. She was discovered by the owner of Sampaguita Pictures while she was selling Sampaguita flowers on the streets of Manila. She was born in 1937 under the name Bienvenida Anong and was raised by her mother Justa Santiago Vidieda Anong along with her older siblings Eugenio Anong and Dolores Mapigay. She immediately took the film Shavacano of Dolphy in 1956. She also supported the movie of Gloria Romero and Rick Rodrigo Hahabol Habol. She was also associated with Susan Roces films, Princessan Gusgusin, and MGA Reina in Vix. She was on her way to her first starring role shooting when a car accident took her life. Number 6. Pasita Arana in 1967, age 20. Pasita Arana is a Filipino actress for Sampaguita Pictures. She did not become a star and most of her films were only in support of the big artists of Sampaguita. Pasita Arana in 2022, age 86. Number 7. Precy Ortega is an actor and writer, known for Dun Pa Sa Amin, 1968, Tres Mosquiteros, 1954, and Bahay Kubo, Kate Monte, 1968. Number 8. Priscilla Concepcion is an actress, known for Vio Diaville, 1953, Boksingera, 1956, and Cofradia, 1953. Number 9. Lydia Correa is an actress, known for Tulisan, 1962, Gabi at Aro, 1957, and Boksingera, 1956. Number 10. Cora Mallares is an actress, known as Boksingera, 1956. Number 11. Apolonia Aguilar is an actress, known for Honey Hanuman, 1961, Ang Bayanang Hindi Tumitawan, 1954, and Sa Dulo ng Landas, 1955. Number 12. Ely Roque is an actor, known for Tati Na Si Rap, 1972, Tulisan, 1962, and MGA Bagong Salta, SA Manila, 1966. Thanks for watching guys. Please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.